There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of the Bloody Faguettes. I'm Matt Forgit. This is my friend Freak and my friend Brandon Paris Sanchez, my 2 book besties, coming to you. And we are going to talk about some things tonight, including the fact that my 2 book besties are award winners. So JJ and Brandon, please tell us about these amazing awards you won from the Outright Scary Awards / Horror Press.
Brandon, please go first because I have to look.
All right, take this opportunity to brag about how awesome these guys are, and I know these guys, and I know how hard they work. So these guys earned and deserve these awards.
But you bust your ass too, so you gotta get in there next year, Matt.
I'm the trade, so that's my award.
Yes,
my book To Break a Pale Yoke.
Great book.
Is one for best queer representation, and then best work for a novel. It was a tie between myself and Sense of Self with James Lefebvre.
And they beat me. Just want to say, just on top of that, they beat me. So props to that. Like I can't, no qualms whatsoever. Well deserved.
No, your stuff is awesome too, and it's the word stuff's weird for me, but it's
You guys have every reason to brag. You guys worked really hard for this. I know you guys, and I know the behind the scenes, and I know how hard you guys work with full-time jobs, with having a life, family, friends, responsibilities, and you manage to do the things you do, and you're winning awards for it, which is awesome.
Oh, thank you.
it really is just, I try not to be like all about myself all the time, but it's kind of like, it is nice. Like it's validation that we actually you like us. You really like us. In that reference.
Well, JJ, tell everybody what you won for.
Oh yeah. Okay. So Sesame Timbers, which is my baby. Sesame Timbers won for best work, splatterpunk, and best LGBTQ plus representation for lesbian. So I also like to point out I am not a lesbian. Probably pretty far from a lesbian. They're probably a lot more handy than I ever could be, but I'm very proud that I did them right. I really did a lot of research.
He did.
In XXX websites, but also I know a lot of things about Knuckles that I probably should not because of this book. But
JJ listened to a lot of Indigo Girls to research. Yeah.
All of it. So, and then in the club, we're all monsters. Asher.
And a shout out to Asher Dark.
There, you know what we're gonna have, because if you actually watch the awards, her computer kind of she was scrolling on screen for half of it, but it was it was the perfect Asher, it was legit. It was
I
have a screenshot of it.
I got to do my Asher impersonation. Yes, it was a good couple minutes, so it was the most Asher moment ever. And then I got my Asher impersonation and basically give her thank you speech. But that one for bisexual, because we are both dating Dorian Gray, being a bisexual man hope. Still representation.
In the book, not in real life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Best work horror comedy and best work novella. And then
amazing.
I also won for short story for Kimmy Gibbler, glamour shot of a switchblade romance, which I am still very proud of, even though complete nonsense, ridiculousness. But if you know,
award-winning nonsense, JJ.
I mean, it's just one of those. Just I do I'm very proud, but also this is what you're putting out into the world. So way to go.
We need more of it.
Gibbler, serial killer. Oh yeah.
Well, and can we also point out how awesome the covers of your books are?
Oh, thank you.
How great the cover. I mean, those are really, really great covers. Really eye-catching. And I think one of the things that we always talk about as indie authors is we're independent authors. We don't have big companies behind us. We don't have trust funds. We don't have tons of money. These are all things you have to think about, especially in this world of AI and easy ways out. And we actually use real artists. We support real art. We write our own stuff. We don't rely on computers and robots to write our stories for us. And I think that's one of the challenges there's this kind of a twofold where one of the things we're facing as a challenge in our community is that AI is kind of taking over. It's becoming more accepted. It's becoming more normalized. And then where does that leave people like the three of us who don't use AI, who hire real artists who write our own words? Where does that leave us?
The amount of artists I see now slowly defending it, and authors too, it leads me to believe that they themselves are using AI, because there's no fucking defense of that. I'm sorry, but like it's getting a little weird in some of the comment sections on some of these Facebook groups and stuff. But I'm like, you know what? Like, you're calling yourselves out, and it's just, I'm not gonna read your book if I see you defending or promoting AI. And you're not getting my money. Fuck you.
Yeah,
it has definitely been. It even seems like in the last week, the last two, it's really been jumping off where like people are just coming out where they're just like no shame whatsoever. Like this is my book. It has it like the character for whatever reason has 3 arms. But that's what I wanted in the story. And then like you really expect people to, and like I'm sure there's probably, I mean, you could look at the other books that are in categories that we're up against, and I'm sitting here like there's so many covers. And I guess maybe it's not easy for everybody to clock AI art, but like I think we're all kind of learning. But just because I'm an artist myself, and I look at little details like that, but I can clock it like from a mile away, and to know that other people can't, like, so you're just reading that and don't like, does that sound like it's written by a human? But then also probably some of the stuff I write probably doesn't seem like it is, but
right.
Those like, but my nonsense is literally coming from a place of like, trauma, mental illness, and hilarity. But at least I know it's coming from like a real brain. So
that's how we describe you, JJ. We say trauma, mental illness, and hilarity. We're like, have you met our friend JJ? He's all 3.
Holy Trinity.
Well, one of the things I was thinking of too with AI is AI learned how to write from humans. So now there's, sometimes there's false accusations online, there's questions, and it's fascinating. Matt and I just watched that documentary about AI today. There's a new documentary about how it's taking over. And what's fascinating is AI learned how to write from us. So what's scary is we're getting to the point where we're not going to be able to tell, like, even if you're running trackers, a lot of times the tracker is wrong. And what I was wondering from you guys is, what would you say to people who say, well, it's still my work, even though it's AI?
Please go, Brandon, because I'm going to be mean.
I mean, again, like if someone like myself or you guys were using AI, we'd be putting out books like once every fucking few months. Like, it takes me like almost a year to write a book. So I mean, if I was AI, I'd be smart about it. Like, I'm gonna pop a book out once every 6 months, make some money, but that ain't happening.
Yeah.
Like,
no, go ahead, JJ.
I don't understand where, like, this is where, again, I'm gonna be that dickhead because that's just who I am, I guess. But like, if you need AI to create something, then maybe you weren't supposed to be a creative. If you like, and I understand when people try and validate it by saying it's because of my because my ADHD is so bad, and because my XYZ, and you get like a small pass. But even then it's like, but then that also maybe means that this isn't meant for you, because it's something else. Like, for real, we're not everyone's supposed to be artists. Not everyone is supposed to be authors. Some people are supposed to be astronauts. Some people are supposed to be strippers. Some people are supposed to be teachers. So if you can't do that on your own without AI, then maybe it's not for you. So just like, maybe we should have that conversation, because like, it is, I do put a lot of passion into my nonsense, and like, it does, like Matt said, take like a year to write a book. And like, I love my little baby. I can't imagine putting out something that you just typed a prompt in and then let it go. And then a lot of times, if you actually read, like, I think maybe because we're readers too, like, you can, like, you just said the same thing like 3 times, and like, nobody talks like this. Dialogue, right. Like, it's very easy to see. So it's just one of those, like, it's almost like the emperor's like new clothes type thing. Do you realize what this looks like are you proud of that? Like, because maybe that's just the type of person I am, but like, unless if my name's on it, even if it is Freak my pen name, it's gonna be like the best quality that I possibly can, and I wouldn't even trust AI to do what I can do. So it's just one of those. If they can do that,
that's something we've talked about too. The three of us is, I know that we've all experienced when people savage you online. And the only silver lining of when people write terrible things about the hard work you've done is that, you know what, love it or hate it, that was all my work. So either way, I wrote all of that. And on that note, though, I'm going to do a little thing. We're going to do a little new game. We're going to do 10 questions with each of you. Now, do you prefer that I'll do like one of you guys 10 questions, the next 10 questions, or should I switch back and forth? What do you think will be more fun? What's easier, do you think?
Back and forth?
Yeah,
do you want to do the back and forth?
Yeah.
All right. I have all my questions written down for you. I was ready. I was prepared. All right. These are very softball questions.
But
so,
but the word
here's the thing. What's that, JJ?
I just want everyone to just please witness this is the teacher. He is determined. Like, I know if I had him as a teacher,
I'm very prepared. I was also an Eagle Scout.
Well,
so
we're ready.
So what I'm going to do, here's the thing. These are quick answers. So you can't take 20 minutes with each answer. You have to, it's like what comes to your mind. These are very softball questions, but they're things that I feel we don't get asked in our life. So we're going to get to, so JJ, I'm going to start with you. Favorite color?
Purple.
Brandon, are aliens real?
Yes.
Yes. JJ, what is a show or a movie you can watch 1,000 times and never get tired of?
Oh, I'm so embarrassed, but Seinfeld.
Amazing. No disrespect. Brandon, what is a show or a movie that you never want to hear a word about ever again?
Oh, God. Honestly, oh my God, fuck, that's a good question. Oh my God, let's come back to that one.
JJ, you want to take that one?
I already feel bad because I'm just like, I'm really tired of hearing about Game of Thrones just because I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to watch it.
All right, here's an easy one, Brandon. Is God real? And if he is, what is the meaning of life?
I do believe in a collective consciousness, but I don't know if there'd be like the layout and structure of like what like monolithic religions would look like.
JJ, who was your childhood hero?
Childhood hero. I guess I'll say RuPaul.
RuPaul, awesome. All right, Brandon, what is your dream job or career?
Oh boy, I have a lot of those. Honestly, being able to make art for a living, but also I'd love to do anything with animals. Entomology would be a blast. Or being a wildlife photographer, or like a poacher hunter.
I love all this. We're getting to know everybody. Everyone's getting to know you. All right, JJ, here's an easy one. We're in the robot AI apocalypse. Robots have taken over the world. What will your role in fighting the uprising be?
So I want to be the guy that like makes all the weapons that like takes out like 20 of them at one time, just so like I want to make like fries all their circuits, and yeah, I really want to see all the blood and guts and explosions. So that would be me.
Brandon, who are your top 3 fictional horror icons?
Let's see. I think Julia from Hellraiser is always one of my faves. I fucking love her. That performance is just incredible. It's really just great. I love like mid-career Freddy Krueger is always a blast. Like Nightmare on Elm Street like 3 through 5 is so fun. It's like I don't know, he's just great. Who else would there be? Oh man, that's a tough one. I don't know.
Sigourney Weaver is a very easy.
Oh, so yeah, Sigourney Weaver too. Yeah.
Yeah, I love everything you said. All right, JJ, this is a 3-prong question, but you gotta. How many poops do you need to take a day to have a good day? How many is just enough, and what's too much?
I cannot believe that I am being subjected to this right now. Asher is actually here. Like my pearls clutched so tight. I don't even remember what the last two questions were, but all I will say is whatever my body and its natural processes require.
That's a good diplomatic answer. I like that.
That is my beauty queen up on stage.
Yep, that was very good.
Like such as answer.
Drop dead gorgeous. I'm impressed. Yeah. Brandon, where do you most want to visit?
Ooh, probably like, I really want to go to like all those weird islands off of Scotland, like the ones that are really high up. But I also want to go to like, I'd love to see the rainforest. Madagascar, I'd love to go to. The Galapagos Islands, I'd love to go to.
That's awesome. JJ, what is your go-to breakfast order?
Oh my God, this is also, like Matt, you're very good at this, but also, like, because we all know, like, I'm the bougie one. I'm fancy. But one of the things that grounds me the most is that Taco Bell breakfast, steak AM crunch wrap, I will legit like push my mother-in-law down the stairs for one, but also, mother-in-law down the stairs anyways. But crunch wrap, fire sauce, I mean, legit, that's all I need, and it's literally like the ever. But and like my ancestors are probably just rolling in their graves every time I mention it. But it's that's
all
it.
right, Brandon, I have a scenario for you. Bigfoot has kidnapped you and told you you're his new mate. Are you down with it? Yes or no? And what does your life look like together?
I read this book. Just want to let you know.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, why not? If I can just like not have a job and just like live in the woods, go fishing all day and harvest berries or whatever we're doing, I'm here for it.
Brandon like anyway, so it's like, yeah, what's the problem?
Yeah.
JJ, what's a movie you would recommend to someone to get to know you?
I mean, that's probably pretty easy. It's probably going to be Phenomena. Like, that's really just
Yeah.
movie. That's legit what it's just so weird and so out there, and just like it's the movie I always talk about. That's the one that like I tried to explain it to my parents and they looked at me like, what's wrong with you? They had like scissors and they were cutting off this lady's head, and then there was like a kid with like, he was chained up, and then there was a monkey with like a blown out asshole that was like chasing people around with a razor, and they just looked at me like, he's gonna need so much therapy. And then watching it again later, I'm like, all that was there. Like, if anything, I have a really good memory. So definitely.
Brandon, what is the best part of being alive in the world right now?
Oh God. That we hopefully will see some of these motherfuckers die.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
JJ, conversely, what do you think the hardest part about being alive in the world right now is?
I say that knowledge is a burden, and the more that I know, the more that I see, the more that I can't unsee. So yeah, like I wish for all of us, I wish we could be dumb, and I wish that we could just whatever.
What do they say? People who lack critical thinking skills look so happy. I
mean, like, legit, they really do, and I don't envy them, but sometimes I kind of do. Like, I kind of wish all of us we could just be dumb for a little bit, just enjoy our lead paint chips while we stare up at the sun, and just let politicians
in another life.
Yeah.
All right, Brandon, is the moon real or just a conspiracy made up by liberal leftists?
Nah, the moon's real.
Okay. I was just checking you were still on our side. Yeah. JJ, what's a word that makes you go ew?
I guarantee that if it is, I probably use it too much. Like, I love the word putrescence but it makes me think of like, dang it, there was a really good one, and it was Patrick's word. Like when Patrick edited Sesame Timbers, that was his word. Like it's literally in like the back where that's the word that's Patrick's word 100%, and I can't remember what it is, and I feel terrible.
Presence.
We'll
Okay.
save presence for right now.
All right. I'm Brandon, who would win in a fight, Colonel Sanders or Orville Redenbacher?
I think Orville Redenbacher.
Okay, I forgot about that, dude. I'm writing that down, because Colonel Sanders was in Little Bit of Fry Grease, and
He was in your book.
Well, that's true. JJ, who would win in a fight? Let's lobby that to JJ too.
Really writing it down. Well, I would say probably Orville Redenbacher because I can already think of the the let's get it poppin'. And we already know that
Inspiration.
Colonel kind of went out with his jitterbug last time, so but I'm writing that down. So I'm saying
Okay, Brandon here. Oh wait, no, JJ, we'll do this one for you because this was technically Brandon last. Okay, can you explain to me how NFTs and crypto works? It's not a question of your intelligence. I just don't understand.
Trying to think
I'm
about
glad they go with the JJ.
non-disrespectful way to say this. Man children who don't leave the house. This is with Dorito dust on their neck beards and smelling of thumb socks and they went down to they're made up things that a lot of those types are all about, I guess, because when you don't have a personality, you need these made up materials, I guess, to kind of make up for that. So that's the best I could do. I will say, Matt, if you don't understand it, that's good. You go outside and you socialize, and your parents call you on your birthday. So.
Yeah. All right, last question, Brandon. It's a scenario. You have to be trapped in a haunted house for 24 hours with either Dracula, Frankenstein, the Wolfman, or all 5 Spice Girls who have been injected with drugs that make them superhuman. Who do you pick and why?
I'd pick Dracula because I want to be turned into a vampire.
Fair enough.
I agree.
Like ASAP, turn me right now.
Yeah,
I'm ready. Before more of my
good
hair
job,
falls
guys.
out now.
You did good. You made it through and we did it quick. It was like 10 minutes, 20 questions in 10 minutes.
Oh, I thought of the movie I'm sick about hearing again. I'm sick of hearing about Obsession. I'm sick of it.
I still haven't seen it yet, so
JJ.
I know, and
I love
want
it.
There's so many, but I've been so positively bedeviled with meetings and etc. that I have to get caught up, but I will. Just so we can
well, they just announced.
Discussion.
I'm sorry. They just announced that Obsession and Backrooms are now among the top 10 highest grossing horror films of all time.
I mean, that's awesome.
Wild?
I'm psyched about
wild.
that, but the hype machine is just real. Again, like I said, it's not a bad movie. It's fine, but we watched it again today with our friend that was afraid to watch it by herself. And on a second viewing, I liked it less. I think it feels a little rushed. I think that there needs to be more. I don't know. When you see it, you'll understand. I'm like, it's fine, but the way people are talking about it, there's people have gone to the theater 3 times to see it, and I'm like, really?
Well,
I'm glad, good, get people in the theater for horror movies. That's awesome, but I'm just confused about this rabid passion for this okay movie.
Well, you know what I was thinking of too. With you two both just made comments about this. So for people who don't understand in the indie horror world, or for our friends who watch who do understand, how much of writing do you find these days is hype and social media versus the work?
Oh,
and that's not to be cruel or unkind to anybody, but we do live in a society where social media can sell 10,000 more books than just a good book can say.
I mean,
what do you think?
Look, Rotten Tomatoes got busted for paying, reviewers and stuff. So it's everything is corrupted and bought and paid for, and you can't believe everything you read. Even again, I'm not gonna name names, but there's some indie level horror reviewers that they just love every fucking movie, 10 stars on everything. And it's like, the people are too afraid to say something's okay, or it's just fun, but not good, because they're going to lose like their passes to this horror con or getting free copies of this. And I understand, like, they're trying to get their coin too, and get that grift. But like, again, you just can't believe everything you read. Like, there's no fucking way that every movie that Hollywood puts out or is in the theaters is a 10 out of 10. Like, I'm not buying it. It's not, you see it and it's not.
I mean, yeah, I think that when it comes to like me, I'm actually usually pretty easy when it comes to like movie ratings, because it literally, if I was entertained, if I was able to get through it, but then also like I'm the type where if I liked it, you'll hear about it. If I didn't,
exactly,
probably won't, because I was raised that I don't listen. I guess when it comes to movies, but like if I don't have anything nice to say, I usually won't. Like, especially with like books and all that too. Like, yeah, if I like it, you'll hear about it. If I don't, well.
How do you feel about it? All this when it comes to also, we are indie authors, and we see some of the same books. There are certain books you see on every list, and this is no unkindness to anybody, because there's a lot of great books that get a lot of notice, but there's also a lot of great books that don't get any notice. Do you ever, and I know we think about this, how much of it do you think is sometimes, like someone like me, I hate social media, so I'm not on it as much as I should be. How much do you think these days do you need to be good at social media? How much does social media influence what you're going to sell or your looks or things like that?
It's unfortunately, it's an unnecessary evil. There's this, what is that horror writers podcast? Oh my God, I can't remember the name of it. It's like a British guy and an American guy. Oh God, what the fuck is it called? But the author of what is it?
The Written in Blood one? Is that the?
No, it's man, I can't remember what the fuck it's called. But the author from John Dies at the End, they interview him in one of them, and he's really big on the social media thing, and he's not like doing like dance trends and shit. So he just talks about like how younger people these days like getting to know the author, because that's just how TikTok is. It's like everyone talking to a phone. So he just talked about how he like started doing it, and like it's just he's paid more attention to it, and he has like millions of followers now, and it's like really gotten him up there. But like when stuff he said made a lot of sense, and I wish I remember the name of the podcast, but like and his name too. I'm like the worst at this. But yeah, the guy that wrote John Dies at the End. Yeah.
I believe you sent us like the link to listen to it, and I think I did. So I
was
too. But let me see how much time we have, so I don't take this whole.
Oh, this is horror is the podcast.
Okay, that's the one. Yep, you sent because I've actually went and like you. I'm glad you recommended that to me, because I found a bunch of really good interviews in there.
Yeah, it's good.
But yeah, like legit, this is one of those. Don't get me started, because I was trying to not talk about that, but it's really been sitting on my chest. So just. We all know that we keep seeing the same books over and over and over again, and it is maddening, because it doesn't even have to be our books, but we keep seeing recommendations for the same books over and over and over again. And it's one of those, like, I understand that like notoriety is a thing. A lot of people are, and it's going to sound shady, but as humans, they're lazy. Their brains are lazy. They don't want to make up new neural pathways, because that uses energy, and they'd much rather see. No, it's going to come off shady no matter what I do, but it's just, but it's literally, that's being human. Like we like sticking with what we know. So they'd much rather just go into a book group and say, hey guys, can you tell me what top 20 books? And then it's going to be the same people who may or may not be kissing the asses of these same indie authors, who all happen to be of the same demographic, and all probably are writing the same story, regurgitated and microwaved constantly. And it's slightly maddening for weirdos like me who want to write about drag queens and lesbian nuns and Dorian Gray being a manho. Like, but it's one of those, just like I said, like the last one, if you haven't read us, that's okay. You don't know yet. We'll give you time. But it's kind of one of those, it is just maddening to see the same thing over and over and over again. And like, even for Pride, it was the same 20 books. Like, it's great that all these people, we won't say virtue signaling, but they all wanted to show, look at me being a great ally, and I'm showing you these 20, and it's even queer horror books, but it's the same ones, and it's like, so that's great. Who did you get those from? Like, it's like you can, part of it is, and being an ally is going out and looking for other authors that aren't being, represented. Like, and I'm probably shooting myself in the foot, and I probably literally now it's just everyone's going to hate me, and they're never going to read my books ever again, and they're going to rip my awards.
They're missing out if they do. JJ, you're an award winner. Freak is an award-winning author.
And and this is where, like, I would probably do better if I shut my mouth and just looked pretty and didn't say anything. But unfortunately, that's not how I'm built. If I feel it, I'm going to say it. But it's just kind of like, can you, like, I give a lot of credence when people go outside of their comfort zones, read other authors, read old authors, read why horror is so great. I will read old horror because that's built off of, what we love. So it's just, this went on a whole big tirade, but you asked and I'm like, oh no, he's asking the question.
Yeah.
But
we are, unfortunately, statistically, we are in an era now where social media dominates, short things dominate. People don't read the way they used to. We also live in a country where I believe the statistic that I read was that 54% of Americans, that's 130 million Americans, read under a 6th grade level. So I feel like when you're an indie author, you guys know, people watching the show know, you're already starting off down here because, and I know the three of us have talked about this many, many times. We are very much the kind of people who are excited when good things happen to good people. And we're very excited when good things happen to, there's enough success for everybody. Like, there's no reason why, like, someone else's success doesn't take away from all the amazing things that happen to us. And we always talk about that. And like, when you guys won your awards, I was very, very proud, very happy, which leads me into the next part. I asked you guys for a little homework. I asked you to bring me 3 books that inspire you, and I'll start with mine, and then we'll have you guys go. First, this is actually an old library book that a friend of mine, for years, do you guys know the story about Tilly and the steps she hears the voice on the staircase saying, "I'm one step closer"? Do you remember that story? I should have bookmarked it, but this is Whistle in the Graveyard. And I used to read this book as a kid from the library. And the story about Tilly terrified me to my core. And for years, I would tell people the story, but I could never remember where it came from. And a friend of mine researched online, contacted the library, and the library mailed it to me.
That's awesome.
So that story, I'll tell it really quickly, but it's the one where every night the girl in her room hears somebody saying, "Tilly, I'm on the 1st step," and each night it gets higher and higher and higher to the 13th step until it's in her room. And I'll tell you what, that story scared the crap out of me as a kid. I have never forgotten it. So it's really cool to have that book.
I remember that now. Now that you say that, like, now, yep.
I'll send you guys pictures because it's just Michael McDowell, The Elements. Michael McDowell is probably my favorite author. There's so many things I love about him. He was ahead of his time. He was an openly gay man at a time that it was not okay to do those things. He unfortunately passed away from AIDS complications I believe in 1988 or somewhere around there. He wrote a lot of really excellent books. He writes about family trauma. He writes about mental health. He writes about not your typical lead characters. He talks about classism, racism, money, sexism, family, but he sets it around like a horrific, sometimes psychological, sometimes ghosts. He's amazing. If you haven't read him, I highly recommend him. And then my last, of course, my book besties, my award-winning besties, Freak and Brandon Paris Sanchez, who I'm honored to call my book besties, who won awards for their work.
Aw.
That was dirty.
Keep it dirty. Up, guys.
That was so dirty of you to do because
tomorrow, who knows? A Tony, an Emmy, a Grammy. You guys can be EGOTs. Oscar.
You're next, though.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I have my Dress Barn modeling contract. As long as we're good with that, as long as my supermodel career keeps going, I'm good. I do want to. Dress Barn money keeps coming in.
Michael McDowell, I think I just recently read The Amulet, which was great. That's
awesome book.
And then I think like last year, I think I read the screenplay for Beetlejuice
Yep.
that he did like way
Yeah,
back.
he wrote Beetlejuice.
And I'm like that, and it was insane because also very different from
Very different.
the one that we got. But yeah, just
He had a dark, very creative mind.
yeah. But yeah, that was that little last punch at the end. That was dirty, Matt. That was.
I gotta shout you guys out.
I mean,
I'll tell anyone who listens.
okay. So I feel like I always talk about Haunter, but I literally love Haunter so much, and it's literally 9 copies. So but like it really is. It's really, and shout out to Judith Sonnet because I probably wouldn't have read it if she literally didn't like tell us to. Like I make the joke that it's like Judith Sonnet's book club, but Charlie Jacob no longer with us, and it's another author that's like, why not? Like I would trade. I won't even say their names. 3 authors off the top of my head just to get her back. Like right now, even if but she writes very poetic, but it's the most disgusting, like vile. And it lets me, I want to be just even like a 10th of what she can do because it's just so grotesque, but it's so beautiful. And that's what I strive to do. So that's just whenever I
just like life, right?
I mean, like that's like I had to explain today for the panel. Like, I'm up there with like romance authors, and I'm just like, so like I really like gross stuff, and like the more like putrescence there, then the better. So, but it's hard to explain, but it's just I know what I like. So, so then also Silver Scream. This is an anthology. It's a thickie, but it literally has like the best of the best. Like Clive Barker's in here, Robert Bloch, Ramsey Campbell, Robert Armor-Kamen, F. Paul Wilson, and the stories in here are like amazing. And some of the like, there's a lot of quiet horror in here. Like I love my blood and guts, but there's some of the like even the tamest stories in there were just like insane. Like there's still stuff in there that, and I only read this like I want to say a couple months ago. So just to have that like an instant like that's gonna be my go-to. Like I think you guys would enjoy it too because it's all about movies. So it's like movie anthology, but it's just they're all great stories, and there's a lot of like screenplay writers and stuff in there that like we would know. So that one is great. And then last, The Light at the End, which is John Skip and Craig Spector. I always give like Skip the credit, but like Spector did also help. And this is basically like quintessential. It's supposed to be one of like the first splatterpunk books ever. But it's also just a really good story. And I don't like vampires. Like they're so like I don't like Anne Rice vampires. I don't care what kind of petticoat you're wearing to the cotillion. Like that doesn't impress me much. So like I like when my vampires are just like I love the 30 days and night vampires that just like tear out throats and just go on about their day. But that was like vampires done very well. I like when they're used more of like an allegory type thing. And I'm in the middle of that Steam book, the one that's
oh yeah,
Oz one. It is so good.
Is it good?
It's so smutty, and I'm just like, am I getting the vapors like from Steam? But it's also really creepy, and it's very like I can already tell that's in the future. That's gonna be one of my lists because it's so unapologetically gay, and it was written in a time when it's like it's not supposed to be, but and it is like basically like an allegory for like this is right when like the AIDS crisis was happening. So it's nice. It's terrible, but it's also like a little like so. That's someone I could look up to. But sorry, I think I kind of made this 4, unfortunately. So Brandon,
sorry, Brandon, you're up.
Donna actually recommended me Steam, which is really funny.
It's very
Donna
good.
knows what the smut is. She knows all the smut.
Donna, our queen and our smut queen.
So I'm starting.
I feel like we should have a little picture of her, like on our desks. So every episode we can pan to Donna. She's watching over us.
JJ, have you met Donna yet?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
I love Donna. She's awesome.
So I'm starting from the beginning of childhood. What got me into horror? 'Cause I was terrified of horror movies as a kid. I read scary shit. So obviously, like this one.
Oh
my
yeah,
God. I'm gonna
100%, a million, thousand million %.
The illustrations alone were terrifying. I still like have vivid memories of nightmares I had from stories in this book too. It's great too because they're all based on like American folklore and urban legends, which is awesome. But yeah, it's just so much fun. And I've seen them try to recreate this so many times, and it's just not working. They had a magical recipe here that really worked.
Absolutely magical. That's the word. That is an American treasure.
Oh yeah, yeah. I found this at Barnes & Noble like a few months ago. It's like it's all 3 of them in one, which is cool. Yeah. And then when I was like a little kid in Georgia, Vermont, this book was in our local library, the Encyclopedia of Monsters. It's all cryptozoology. So I read this book when I was a kid, probably like, no joke, like 25, 30 times.
Okay.
Just like all different types of cryptids and like.
Pause 1 second. I just need. We just unlocked Why We're Friends because I was legit. I had this. I checked it out so many times that me where it was like called like American Monsters, and it was the only one my library had. But I'm like, I just want to read about it, and I was just such a nerd for it. So now it makes sense, Brandon.
Yeah,
I was the same way, but now I feel seen now. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. My character Cole in Recessive Nature is named after. It's like.
That's awesome.
It's a combination of Cohen and Coleman's the other famous cryptozoologist too. It's a combination of Cohen and Coleman. So that's where the name
cool.
From. Yeah, this book was so much fun. I recommend it. It came out in 1982. It was my year I was born.
Oh my God.
And obviously, like my king. This is the first Clive Barker book I read, and there was no going back after this. I just like dove head fucking first in. This book is just absolutely beautiful. It's so good. It's probably like one of his more like. Fantasy, less horror. It's definitely gruesome. There's some crazy stuff in here, but like it is just such a fun story. I really wish that like Guillermo del Toro or someone would adapt this into a film because it would be awesome. But yeah,
or a show,
yeah. I mean, there's nothing like Clive Barker. I could read like every sentence he puts on that page is so like intricate and just oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
He's one of the greats for sure.
Yeah. And I'm so shocked about people who are even our age that are horror readers have never read a Clive Barker book. And I'm like, how the hell did you get through life not ever reading a book?
Yeah.
Like,
I just finished what's that? The Mr.
Be Gone?
That was a good one. And I mean like again, Clive can do no wrong, but like that one I would not have like that was kind of even weird for him, but it worked though. And but his attention to detail is just like I eat it up. Like I think the first I read of him was the heart, the one that Pinhead is based off of.
The Hellbound Heart.
Hellbound Heart. That one was. I mean, like, I know it's basic to be like that's my favorite Clive, but the detail in there was so good. Where it's like, and then to watch that, and then the movie, like it's just, it's not perfect, but it's pretty close. Like it's pretty nice. Like that the way it translated. So yeah.
I think with authors like him too, what I admire so much is there's nobody like him.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Like, you're reading it's like when you read a Stephen King book, Stephen King's rhythms and the way he describes stuff. Clive Barker is the exact same way. You know that you're in a Clive Barker story.
And I would add, that is also why we write. I know a Matt Forgit book, the minute I pick it up, the minute that we get to the 16th character, I'm like, so this is but also does no one writes like Matt, same with Brandon. I still can't even, I would call you pretty close to a Clive Barker where it's just very,
absolutely.
It's very much, but I think that's why that's the nod of a good author, that if someone were to not see your name on there and they're reading it, they're like, this feels like a blank book. I think that's kind of how you know that that's a good author there, because I'm sure there's lots of big fancy authors, and I'm not going to go there again, but just you can read him. Just I actually don't know who this is. There's like the girl trapped in a basement, but I'm not really sure.
Well, I think there's a difference too with with the three of us. You can tell our influences and homages. There's a difference between someone who copies someone's style and then the people who you're honoring it or they influenced you, which leads me to my question. When we were young, what were like the horror gateways for you? Like, what were for me, it was Scooby-Doo. It was Nancy Drew books. It was Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. It was Choose Your Own Adventures. It was Fear Street and Christopher Pike, R.L. Stine. Like all those things were gateways to me becoming the huge horror person I was. So for you guys, what was it?
Go ahead, Brendan.
You good?
So I would say Fear Street because I remember like distinctly being like Goosebumps is for kids. I'm reading Fear Street because I'm mature and I will not. And like even like I think didn't they have like a Goosebumps show? I'm even just like I really just I did myself a disservice, I guess, even though that's really literally what created this monster that's before you. But like I really just said, if you don't want me to watch this movie, I'm gonna do it when you're not looking. If you don't want me to read this book, like that's what makes it funny. I'm rereading so many of these old books. Like I read A Light at the End way back when in like middle school. Probably didn't pick up hardly any of the stuff I do now. So it's kind of nice I get to like reread them. But I was that little jerk that said, I'm gonna read this grown-up stuff because I'm such a grown-up, and probably traumatized myself for a couple things. But like, yeah, like it started with Fear Street, and then I remember I read so many that my mom was just like, well, then pick a book that you like. And so I literally picked up like the little ones. So I got like the big, gigantic, like H.P. Lovecraft, that big. And like the stuff in there, literally reading this when I'm like in 7th grade, and just it stuck with me. And it probably ruined me. But I mean, I don't hate what it came up with, but yeah, I probably should have went a little, I remember Scooby-Doo, and I remember kind of like the scary-ish stuff, and I'm, Halloween also, anything with Halloween is great. But yeah, I kind of just said, no, I'm a grown-up, so I'm going to watch all this grown-up stuff, and now me and my therapist are still piecing through it, so that's fine.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, you're up, Brandon. What were your gateways?
They just like honestly, just like I think the cryptozoology stuff and mythology. I read a lot of mythology, like the mythology section of my local library. I just like would tear through it. There's this great series of books. I can't remember what their names are. They're big. They're like bigger books, and they have hardcover, and they have like all the different types, so like Russian mythology, Greek mythology, Indian mythology, Celtic mythology, all of them. They have really cool illustrations and stuff in them as well. And I just like take those out and reread them a million times. And obviously, like most mythologies, like, mostly cautionary tales. It's always going to involve some sort of villain or creature or, but then like it's a lot of like really interesting like heroes and magic and stuff that you read about. And I kind of started like lurking towards the darker side of that kind of stuff. I liked all the bad monsters and villains more. So I think that kind of eventually pushed me into the into like the horror movie world and getting more into like horror authors and stuff.
Don't you feel like too that was a time for the three of us and for many people, that was a time too where when we didn't have social media, so your imagination just went wild because you couldn't confirm or deny the existence of anything. You just had some crazy aunt who told you some wives' tale that scared the crap out of you. I remember my cousin used to tell me stories about the Jersey Devil. I had no way of knowing whether those stories were true or not, but I remember every one of those stories to this day. And I remember reading all the Jan Harold Brunvard books about urban legends and, the folk tales and like the Hook. And he would talk about where they came from. And I remember reading like Weird New Jersey, and it was just magical.
Maybe it's because I grew up in Indiana, but like we didn't have anything cool like that. Like legit, my family would tell me, I guess because they were like the Hispanic side, they would all tell me about like La Llorona and the lake that. And it's again, the more you like look into it, it's like, so that sounds kind of like there's like a domestic abuse situation there, and I'm just, but that's that's kind of just the culture and the custom that is in there, and then. Like the more and then they would, like little local stuff, like the cemetery and blah, blah, blah. And they're all just saying, stay away from cemeteries for whatever reason. And I mean, of course I didn't listen. I was legit, again, to add to the lore of me, I was legit in, let's say 5th grade when I was like recording EVPs. Like I was like talking to ghosts, and then like I went to like my grandma's house and I literally was picking up on voices, and when I would play it back for them, there was like one where you could literally hear somebody saying like blood dot dot is good. And it was so creepy. And I played it for my grandma, and she just kind of had this moment, like it was like in a movie where she's like, he's saying God is good. And I just like, okay, grandma. Like it was seriously so creepy. And like, and of course my ADHD brain completely forgot about all that. And then like 6 months later, we found like the tape like at my aunt's house, like a whole other like towns over. So I'm like, okay, so either my family's trying to quiet me or there's some kind of scary something going on here, but just that was the last time I did EVPs. But a little more lore to add to the why I'm like this. Yeah, that's
well,
awesome.
Do you feel like even though we're horror authors, like I know one thing about myself is that I love scary stuff. I love scary. You guys know me. I'm a scary guy through and through. However, I will not own antique furniture because I'm superstitious. And I truly believe things attach themselves. And I won't, if you say to me, hey, let's go explore this cave, I'm not going. I'm going to be the guy who's like, nope, not me. Do you feel that you guys would go?
No. Because
I knew Brandon. Brandon 100%. I was like, he'll go.
Brandon will, because a brown guy always goes first. Like, no. And it's always the loud one with all the tattoos, the weirdo. No. I've literally seen this 100 times. I won't do it. But no, I thought I was watching the other podcast you guys did with Aaron, and like you said that about you being superstitious. I'm like, okay, I never would have clocked, that you would be the superstitious type. But like, yeah, I get it. Like, there's a part of me, like I know culturally, like if you find like a little doll in the dirt, don't touch it. Don't take it home. Like, don't, if you find there's sometimes you'll find a little, like, if you find a snake on a dead snake on like your doorstep, don't go outside that day. Like little stuff like that. But yeah, that would.
I wish I could remember the name of the book. I read it about 10 years ago. I want to say it was something like Cursed Objects. I have tried to find this book forever. And it was all true stories. And one of the stories the man wrote, he collected antiques, and his wife made him promise to stop collecting them because things would happen. So this one time he gets this like stack of papers, and I forget why the papers were important. And his wife wakes up to go to the kitchen for a drink late at night and sees people standing in the kitchen in robes. Mm-hmm. And that story scared me so bad that it was like 3 a.m, and I woke Matt up because I was scared, which of course he was thrilled about. He was like, really? You're a grown man. It scared the bejesus out of me. But it just fuels my superstition that there will be no used anything in this house.
I don't blame
and I live in Boston, so we walk over bones all the time, but I don't mess with any of that stuff.
I just want to give you a heads up, Matt, just because if we are trying to keep this to an hour, we've got about 7 minutes left.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking that. So why don't we do this? Why don't we everybody shout out what's coming for us? What's next? The cons, the events, anything.
Oh my God.
Brandon, I'll go first so you guys can think. I have a con in Middletown, New York. It's called Thrills and Chills Book Fair. It's at Aspire Brewing. It is Sunday, July 12th, from 12 to 5. Tickets are available online. It's going to be a really great event. Ton of really cool authors there. Very nice people involved. You come hang out, come say hi. What do you guys got coming up?
So I finished my little like freak tour for June. I get the break for all of July, but August 1st and 2nd, I will be at Hunters Against Hate. And it's Hunters Against Hate, the event number 4, but it is the 4 horsemen of the gay apocalypse. So, and literally I had to go there just because of the name.
Yeah.
But, like, I cannot wait for you guys to see like all the different like sleepaway camp people that are going to be there. Like
that's awesome.
Nice.
Gonna nerd out so much, but also
that's
like,
cool.
This is where like I'm just, that's like, I've never really been to Kalamazoo, so that's like my first, and that's like the big one where like you just get a square, so I have to like bring my own tables, chairs, like I'm building my whole little, I love a display, so I'm excited for that one. And just Gay apocalypse? Like I wouldn't have thought of that. So I'm very excited to at least I know it's gonna be like one gigantic like nerd out safe space. So I get to be like full on freak for a whole weekend. So I'm very excited for that. And then I think that's it for now. So then I'm kind of just cruising for right now. Brandon?
Yeah, I have July off, thank God. I mean, I was going to go to that event with MAP. I'm working, and they're like, so it's being a nurse, we're at our union. It's really hard to take time off. I just started there, so I'm like at the bottom of the list. So like that, you have to put your summer hours in April, and I put a bid on that time. They're like, nah. But hopefully, as the years go on, I'll get like more seniority there too. But the next event I have is August 8th. It's called Dark Summer Book Fest, and that'll be at Framingham Public Library. I think that'll be it for a while. And then we have the Necronomicon Fest happening here too. I don't have a table at that, but there's an anthology that I'm coming out in that's going to be being sold at that event, which will be fun. The people that run the Providence Horror Writers Association, Providence Horror Writers Group, I don't think association. They do an anthology every time that fest comes to Providence. So it goes back and forth between Portland, Oregon, and Providence. So when it's in Providence, they do an anthology that corresponds with it. So they're gonna have a table with that there. I might just pop in and sit at the table and say hi to people. But
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, and before we go and say bye to everybody, we're gonna do one last quick question. So we got to be quick. What were the 3 things that scared you most as a kid? It can be anything, movies, anything. Like it could be something ridiculous that now. What were your top 3 as a kid?
Freddy Krueger for sure. Rescue 911 anytime there was a home invasion with the ski masks. God fucking damn it. And Unsolved Mysteries. Those 3 things destroyed me.
Oh, great answers. Me too.
I can't name any like TV shows like that, but like legit.
But it could be anything. It could just be like birds.
But like that's legit. And plug, hobos, spiders, and clowns. We had to fight our fears. It's not really a fear. Again, now we don't want people to think like, I'm scared like boo-hoo. I'm scared like punch, you come near me. So like 2 haunted houses, like and all that. But yeah, so hobos, clowns, spiders. That's it.
And mine was sharks, slee stacks from Land of the Lost, and oh god darn, how can I honestly I was scared of so much stuff as a kid. The list would be so long. Vampires was a big one because Scooby-Doo used to always have vampires, and I would always be like, nope, I love Scooby though. It started young. I loved it and I hated it too, but I love it. And on that note, you guys, I love you guys. You guys are the best. Thank you to everyone watching. Soon we can start having some guest stars and yeah, you guys are the best. Congratulations to my 2 award winners, my huge superstar award winners. Go out and get their books. Support indie horror.
Thank you guys. It was fun.
Thank you.
See you guys next time.
Till the next one.
Bye, everybody.